Hey y'all, what's up? So, ooh, mhm. Just got done watching Smackdown per usual. About to change it to my glasses because my eyes are dry per usual. I've had these on too long. Um, Tonight's show was good. I kind of hate that. I look. I like the fact that I know what's going on sometimes, but sometimes I hate the fact that I know what's going on because of the element of surprise. So, because my son and I have been to 3 live shows and I've ordered stuff off of the WWE Shop website, I get the emails now like what's going to happen tonight on SmackDown. And sometimes I think the emails list stuff that the that they don't even say at the beginning of the show. Like one week when they had the Braun and Bruce on the email, they didn't like Michael Cole and Corey and them didn't say it on the show. So I want to take this ponytail tight, but so the show began with Jimmy and Solo and Paul, and I was so happy because when his music came on, I actually knew who it was. It took 3 weeks because last week, even last week when his music came out, I was like, "Who the hell is that?" Then he came out with that walk. One thing I do notice about Jimmy is he had on a plain black tank. So I said, "Is he working on new merch? Or is he still like profiting off the Uso stuff? Like, what's going on?" Because Jay got a whole new merch out. Is Jimmy still working on his, or I don't know. Sometimes when people change certain stuff, they have 4 and 5 shirts out. Like Roman had the family one, the Island of Relevancy. Then before that, he had the Bloodline shirt with his cousins. Then after that, he had the family, the Island of Relevancy. It was just him, I think, and Paul. Then he had the shirt, "I'm the only one." Before that, it was God mode. Like he got like 10 shirts. So I'm like, every time something happens, a lot of wrestlers have get the shirt or whatever. Um, but yeah. So the beginning was it was funny because all I could think about is a tweet that someone had put on X or Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. Last week, at how they said Jimmy Jimmy's character right now. Okay, so like if you at a restaurant or Walmart or something, Roman would be the manager. It was like Jimmy's character is the person at work that think he's the manager because he's been there a month longer than the manager's been there. And every time he I was cracking up, I was like, because I was like, he done took the he was like, nah, I'm not gonna take the thing from like Paul. Then he took the daggone mic from Paul. Then he ended up with a fight with what was his name? Who Jimmy fought?
Uh,
Carl. That wasn't Carl.
IAmJustBee.
That was Carl.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it right. Only seen him fight a couple times, so I'm not that good with names unless you're on TV a lot, and that's me being honest. He had a fight with Carl. Then Solo distracted the ref, of course, and Jimmy kicked him, and then he Uso splashed. And I said, now that he's not with his brother for right now, he does a lot more Uso splashing than he used to do when he was with his brother. Like when he was with Jay, Jay more so did it. Now he's doing it more, which I ain't mad at. It's just surprising. Like I guess you got to jump back into it. You got to trust. And it's been 3 years. What happened to you that it happened and that the doctors did their job and physical therapy did their job? Because I know me for a half a second every time I'm about to do it, I would sit there and think about, okay, now if I twist wrong, my knee gonna give out again. I can see my graze. Um. So yeah, that's all I think about. Now he might not think like that, but I always think like that. So and then also, so then they left. Then he was beating up the people in the background, the people that was taking notes and stuff like that. I was like, what is going on? Like the character development to me is hilarious. And then he went to go dap Solo. Solo just looked at him, and then he did up dap himself. He did it twice. And then Mia came out. Mia Chen came out and smacked him. He was like, dang. And I said, that's a real slap. She really smacked him. I said, because he really paused. And I said, he stayed getting hit in the face. Stay getting hit in the face. Like, I could have hit him in his chest, his arm, in the gut. That man stay getting hit in the face. So then after that, excuse me, I think it was the Grayson Waller thing. And he was interviewing Bobby. And Bobby came out. Now, if Bobby, thankfully, he's having a match at Fastlane. Because when Bobby came out, I said, if Bobby don't have no another match by next week, it's going to be a problem. But next week is Fastlane, which we didn't know till after the segment or whatever later on. Because I was like, I'm tired of watching him try to groom people. He been traded for 5 months now. I ain't seen him do a match on Smackdown yet. They came out. That wasn't the best suit that I've seen him in. And surprisingly, his suits have looked better in the past, and they were a little tighter, but this one was like a little loose to me, or maybe it's because it wasn't tied up. Because at first I was like, it kind of tight. If you twist, it gonna. But this one's I didn't like the jacket. I'm gonna be honest. The Street Profits came out kind of like the same colors, and it actually looked great. And I like that they had the same suit, but they were styled different. So like Montez didn't have a tie, and then Dawkins did have a tie. Like, and it looked good. It looked good. So, and then them trying to come out making a face, and then I was like, why the hell's Theory out here? Because I thought he was about to interview Theory after a while. Grayson Waller. And it's because he fought Corey Grimes. Then they was like, we hope he win because his birthday tomorrow. And I was like, whose birthday tomorrow? I don't know if it was Cameron Grimes. I said Corey. Sorry. Cameron Grimes or Theory. But I was like, whoever birthday tomorrow, I hope they don't lose. My birthday tomorrow. I just want everybody to know that my birthday tomorrow. But yeah, so I was like, okay, whatever. That match was actually kind of good because Cameron could really wrestle. I was sitting there looking, I was like, okay, wrestler. Well, of course he's a wrestler. And then, they listen to SWV outside. And then, I'm about to stop and start singing. And then, something about the way you So, yeah, so that ended up being a better match than I thought. And then of course, Grayson ends up messing with the match. And then Theory wins. And then Theory to me is kind of like dominant aspect outside of last week when Dom won by himself. Without cheating, we don't know if he's really good or not. We don't. So, sorry y'all, I'm trying to get the contact out. Oh, it's not coming out. There it is. Yeah, we don't know how good they are. So even if they are good and worked on their craft and gotten better, we wouldn't know that because they're always getting help in their matches. Yeah, so I said they end up. I said what's gonna happen when I saw that interaction. I was like they're gonna end up fighting in NXT. I said what? He gonna come up there and provoke him in NXT. Then at the end of the show, they was like they're gonna fight next week on SmackDown. So I was like, is Dragon gonna get called up to SmackDown soon? I said I could see him join the LWO. I said, but I see it could be a rift between him and Santos eventually. But unless Santos embraces him, because I'm like, both of them love Ray, and if one is getting more attention from Ray than the other, then it could probably be like, a little beef type situation. But that ended up happening, and then after that, it was okay. This is out of order. I know it is the Elton Strong commercial, which has me cracking up because I'm like, they are so stupid. I'm like, first of all, just like the beginning of said. Sorry, y'all. It's somebody's kid at my door talking about some get LJ come outside and play football with us. And because all the adults are outside, it's 10 o'clock at night. And my son has basketball in the morning. He has to be up at 9 to be at basketball. He has to be there at 9 to be at basketball at 10. It's 10 something right now. He about to go to bed. But, what was I saying? So, I think I was saying, yeah, that could be a rift between them two, and them two end up beefing, and somebody end up leaving, or it could go around really well. So then, okay, so the Santos Ray match was really good. What do you have behind your back? Oh, okay. Why did you get Minute Maid? Okay. So the Santos Ray match was really good. Ray was giving it to him at the beginning. Like he was beating the crap out of him. Then it turned around when Santos did the moonsault and Ray's head said on the mat. And I said, that's a hard hit. That's the first thing and my son was like, I know. And I said, I think he got a concussion because he laid there for a while. And then after that, he was cornered on the side. And I said, he not really fighting back. He was just laying like this. And luckily, he got the strength to finish the match. So I was like, if you do got a concussion, Lord, please don't throw up. Please don't throw up. Because, you know, some people, when they get concussions, they throw up instant. Because it impacts the head. I was like, please don't have him throw up or nothing like that. I was like, and then, so the Street Profits that came out to beat him up after Ray won. Ray won in the Bay Area. I think 619 is in the Bay Area. San Jose. You're from San Jose, right? So the Bay is what? Is it Sacramento? No, that's Sacktown. I was about to say, is that the Bay Area? But I don't think so. I don't know California like that. I think it's Oakland, San Francisco's the Bay Area. I'm not sure. Y'all, somebody let me know. I'll Google it after this video. But I was like, of course, because I was like, of course, if this is the area that I'm thinking, I was like, Ray's gonna be up here, make an appearance. I was like, if it's the Bay Area, which I thought it was, it might not be. I said, the Usos are from this area. I said, I think Bayley's from this area. I said, and if it's the Bay, Shotzi should make an appearance or do a dark match because she's from the area. I forgot all about Ray until later on when he came out, and I said, oh yeah. So he came back and won. Santos looked so defeated because he won. I was like, I like Ray, but I wanted Santos and to put Santos over. And Santos to genuinely win the match. Like, I think he should have had it last time. I think it's his time. And then eventually I think it'll be like Joaquin, like each one from LWO. But I was like, he's worked hard, really hard. He's defeated the contender matches with like the World Cup thing last year and all that other stuff. I was like, he won in July to get a chance to be U.S. champion and then got beat up by Theory. Is like he gets so close and he gets pulled away from it. It's like he could touch it and taste it, but he's not quite. So I understand the frustration. And then when the Street Profits came out, Bobby come out again thanking him, and then Joaquin come out to help. Joaquin ran straight into Bobby, boom, straight on his back. I said, now, if my man's Ray ain't got no concussion, Joaquin with his Q so definitely got a concussion because that hit was harder than Ray's hit. Then Dragon tried to help. They wouldn't let him get past the area. Like, it was a mess. Then I also asked my son, how did Jimmy do? Did he like the match? My son was like, no. He was like, he need help. And it's no shade. He's 9. The Usos are his favorite. The bloodline. He loves the bloodline. Like, if anything, he's ride or die. Like, I had to get the 2 belts. He got the shirt. When he jumps on my couch every day, even though I tell him not to, he does the Uso splash. He tries to hit me with the 1D by himself. Like, he loves them. Like, he'll watch Up, Down, Down with me if they're on there. Like, he loves them. We watched Hell in a Cell match versus New Day, which is his second favorite, I don't know how many times. Okay, like we've watched the history WWE have on YouTube, the history of Jey Uso in the Bloodline, or like the Bloodline Drew McIntyre, or how they became the Bloodline, or like the Uso journey. Like we watched all of them because he wanted me to watch it with him. So for him to say it wasn't that great, and this is just him giving his honest opinion, not being a hater or nothing like that. He said because he said it wasn't great. He was like, for one, it wasn't that long, and then two, he needed help from Solo. That's all. But he still loves them. He loves Jim's song. He knows the words to that man's song. I don't even know the words. So I know that beat go hard though. He know the words. Um. So then after that, they kept saying, "Oh, John's not here. John's not here," which we know, they got to do it for the kids or whatever, because grown-ups know they've been watching wrestling for a while. So then, speaking of people that's been watching for wrestling for a while, Cardi B is serious about coming in and hosting WrestleMania 40. She's been putting it out there. People been asking her about it. She said she wanted to come in like Melina. I was like, I didn't even know she was an avid fan like that. I thought she was one of those people like Kim Kardashian to me that seems like it's a good opportunity to get more of a fan base but don't really know about it. Cardi actually watches it because when she said Melina, I had this double thing. It was like, who the hell is that? Then they showed the picture side by side. I said, oh. I was like, yeah, okay. I said that solidifies. I said either she hasn't watched it in a while, or she still watches it, but that's just the interest she likes. Um, Speaking of wrestlers that used to be in WWE, I can't wait to see Mickie James versus Trinity at the Impact thing for the title. Like I'm waiting for that. People are saying that Edge's name is off the WWE roster, more solidifying the fact that he might be AEW to be with his best friend Christian. And I think personally that he's either retiring, like he said, or I think if anywhere he might want to do AEW because all the like people that he went to most of them, most of the people that he wrestled with in WWE or AEW and stuff like that. But I think honestly Impact would be better for him because he said now that he has a contract, he only wrestles 10% of the time with WWE. I feel like with Impact being every like 2 to 3 weeks, you ain't even got to really wrestle as much as you did at WWE. You could do it like twice a year. Dudleys are there, it's other people from WWE there, like, and you could really, really enjoy your girls and your wife. But if you want to retire too, like, I'm gonna hate it because I cried when I found out he had to retire because his neck the first time. And then when I saw, I wasn't watching wrestling when he came back, but when I watched it on YouTube a couple months ago, I cried then. Because I was like, when I saw him, I was like, he's back? Like, I know I only been watching for 16 months. So, rewatching since May, the end of May, beginning of June of last year. So, I, yeah. So, like, I'm gonna be sad, um, if he retires. Like, and that's how they say, that's how you know you're getting old, even though you might look the same in the face. Because a lot of the people that you grew up um, loving or admiring are getting older or dying. And it makes you realize, dang, I'm really getting old. Like when Rock came out, it was such a big pop. And I was like this for 5 minutes. I was like, but at the same time, you can tell in his face that he's a little older. But like with Edge, I don't know. Like for me, The Rock was Stone Cold, Triple H, like them, but and Chris Jericho. But for me, it was tag teams, like Christian and Edge. That table ladder chair match I saw live, like on TV when it came out. I begged my mom to get the pay-per-view for $30. That was a lot. And so like he's one of the people that have a special place in my heart. Like the top three tag teams are still Christian Edge, Hardy, and Dudley Boyz to me. I don't care who bought what records. Don't care. Um, she had a pretty great solo run too. Because a lot of tag teams have been tagging together for a while. They don't know, either both of them don't know or one of them don't know how to do it by themselves. And it shows when they wrestle. It shows who's more dependent on the other. And that's what people were saying about Jimmy and Jay. Like you could tell Jay had his solo run while Jimmy was injured, and then Jimmy's more dependent on Jay. He's getting better, but and solo's always been solo. Um, so after that, it was Charlotte and Bayley, and I expected it to be a great match. And Bayley came out swinging and stuff like that. And I was like, Bayley's become the vet how Nattie used to be and still is they use her to push people over, or they use her to lose to help other people's storyline go. Because he's like we know she's a great wrestler. She's a Grand Slam champion. And I was like, is Charlotte even a Grand Slam champion? I had to think, I don't know. But when Oscar came out, I was like, I thought Shotzi was gonna come out. Or Bianca, even though her knee situation. I thought one of them was gonna come out. So then when Shotzi came out, I mean not Shotzi, Oscar came out, I was surprised. First of all, Charlotte's outfit was different. It was giving Kill Bill. Okay. She actually had emblem on her, says CF Charlotte Flair. It's very, And then I was like, I hope she ain't got no lashes on because they always come off when she wrestles. This time they didn't come off. So I was proud about that. Hair was laid as usual. You know, Bayley came out looking okay. Dakota's outfit was cute. I just noticed the knee brace this week. I liked the chaps on EO, and I liked her shirt, and her hair was better. The bang was laid better. And then when Oscar came out, Oscar always come out on 10. She come out running. She speaks Japanese, and I know Japanese. You speak it fast anyway, but it seems like she speaks it extra fast. And then when she said what she said, and Bella was like, "Yeah, we'll have a triple threat." No. The EO was like, "She ain't say that." She ain't say that, and I was like, but the thing with that is too, is like we I it's gonna be a good match, but I hope it's better than the one they just did a triple threat match with Charlotte and with Asuka, but it had Bianca in it. This time it's Asuka and Charlotte, and it'll have EO in it. I hope it's better or just as good as the one that they had, because if not, then it's basically a repeat, and there was no point in doing it, if that makes sense. And then of course, John came out, Cena, and then Solo and Jimmy came out, and then when he's about to get beat up again, LA Knight came out, and I was happy because word through the grapevine is that he had COVID. He's supposed to come out last week, got beat up, nobody came out, so they had to improvise. He came out this week, so if that is true, we're glad that he's feeling better and things like that. Um, I don't want them to headline it though. You know who I want to headline it? So Gunther and Ciampa fighting. I want them to be the first match. Because Gunther is a great wrestler, but his rap matches aren't entertaining. I want him to be the first match. No, it has to be something exciting, right? Um, so if that's the case, I would want the women to be the first match. If it has to start exciting and end exciting. But if it's going from boring to exciting, I want Ciampa and Gunther to be the first match. Then I would want it's gonna be hard after that. Oh, who would I want? I would say LA Knight and Cena versus Jimmy and Solo. That's because the other matches to me are really good. And then I would want LWO versus Street Profits and Bobby. And then I would want okay, that's 3. And then I would want Seth versus Shinsuke. That's 4, right? And I'm assuming Nia Jax is fighting somebody during Fastlane. If that's the case, I want her match to be before Gunther and Ciampa. So her match is gonna be first. Then Gunther them. Then Bloodline and them. Then this is from my opinion from most boring to not as boring. Like least entertaining to most entertaining. And the last 3 and 4 can go in any direction, depending on what you want. But in my opinion, it would be Bobby and them because it would kind of give a pop and not. And then I would want Seth and Shinsuke. I don't want them to headline it only because they did it at the last pay-per-view. Pooh, what was the last pay-per-view called? Yeah, Payback. They did that Payback. So I want them second to last. The last one I would want would be KO. I want 4v4. KO, Sami, Jay, Cody versus Judgment Day and JD McDonough. And I also say that because Damien's last 2 matches in pay-per-view have been phenomenal. The one in Backlash should have been the closer. I'm still pissed about that. And then that street fight one they had was crazy. Okay? The stuff from Monday was crazy. Speaking of Monday, when I was watching that, the daggone Imperium having beef because everybody losing but Gunther. The fighting with what's his name? I was surprisingly impressed with Dom versus Dragon Lee and Dom winning without help. And then you could tell, okay, then the promo with Drew McIntyre versus Kofi, and then them fighting, and then Kofi losing, and then Ivar coming out and beating him up. And I'm like, Ivar, you too big to be moving like you moving like that. And then for me, it's like the promo was kind of real, but it was fake because I'm like, they talking about, oh, why you ain't come help him? You saw him getting beat up. Okay, that's the WWE. He said, we would have came help him. It's Jay. I said, that's when the real come in. Because we know that they're really good friends. We know that Woods and Kofi are really good friends with the Usos. Like, that's when the real come in. And I was like, Kofi couldn't do it because he's getting beat up by Arvar last week. Woods couldn't do it because he was in the up, down, down Mortal Kombat Championship, I think, online. So he couldn't help. So, and then it was Bronson and Otis. That was a pretty good match. You saw him do the caterpillar. And then Zoey got annihilated by Nia. And then Tegan, which I had mentioned last week, like where she been at? Because if they was going to do Emma, they could have did Emma versus Tegan. She defeated Nattie, and then whoever wins she gets to fight for the NXT championship, which eventually it has to go back to NXT. Just like eventually Dom's North American title has to go back to NXT, or he just needs to go over there. I'm still mad that they didn't give it to Solo. So, but I can't wait for Fastlane. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna tune in to No Mercy. I might be asleep because I gotta get ready for church tomorrow and I need all my sleep on Sunday nights and Saturday morning. So we'll see. If I don't watch it all Saturday night, I'm gonna have to watch the rest Sunday morning and just tweet without looking at the other tweets and see who wins what. But yeah, overall, good show. I can't wait for next week. I don't even know who's fighting next week. I don't care who's fighting next week. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month because it's until the 15th of October. October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So everybody get your boobies checked because October starts on Sunday. And yeah, I'm about to get ready for bed, put my love bug to bed, and that's it. We have basketball tomorrow, which is another love of ours, basketball and wrestling. Okay? It's been my life growing up. It's been my son's life now. He's basketball, soccer, and wrestling. So, yeah. Talk to you all later. Okay? Love you. Bye.